I'm trying to win the Pentagon Challenge, and I only have one season. But watch, this is quite literally impossible. How do you want to win 5 different Champions League in just 1 year? Let me explain. In the Pentagon Challenge, you have to win a Champions League in 5 different continents. That's simple in itself, and that's what we know already. This is also one of the hardest challenges in Football Manager, and so we're going to complete it. We? Who's we? This is the part where you find out why I only have one season. Because after playing for just that one season, I have to give this save to another YouTuber. That YouTuber's job is then to play one season and then pass it to another YouTuber, and so on and so on. The cycle will keep going until someone wins the Champions League in the 5th continent and we all complete the challenge. I don't know how this save will go. I don't even know where it will go. But I guess someone has to start it. And turns out I will be the one to begin. Welcome to Pass the Pentagon Challenge. Now if you think I'm just going to take charge of Real Madrid and win the UEFA Champions League, you're right, that would be too easy. I have to start unemployed and with 0 coaching badges. So my first job in this challenge is to find a job. I knew that getting a job in the top flight was borderline impossible, especially in a place like Colombia or Poland, let alone the Netherlands. Instead, we had to look at the lower tiers, such as the 2nd division of Uruguay, South Africa or even Indonesia. So where will I apply? You guessed it, everywhere I felt the chance. Chile, Brazil, South Korea, India, Indonesia, Norway, I went everywhere. To the point that, no, this actually is crazy. I kept applying for the jobs, and as you can see, looks like someone broke the game and I have to completely reset it. Absolutely fantastic start to the Pentagon, absolutely fantastic start. Wait, no, I have to leave the game. I broke something. Okay, now it's time for the real question. Have you subscribed to the channel? It would be great if we start this Pass the Pentagon Challenge strong, not only in terms of winning games, but also in terms of subscribing. Okay, but for real, where will I apply? You guessed it, everywhere I felt a chance. Chile, Brazil, South Korea, India, Indonesia, Norway, I went everywhere. I also decided to drum up interest by saying I'm open to work abroad. Most clubs rejected my application, but there were 2 teams offering us an interview. First are Santa Cruz from the 2nd division of Chile. Their chairman, Andres Alvarado, was concerned over my number of applications. I responded that I'm ambitious and I'm making sure I just keep progressing. Andres also pointed out that the financial state is not ideal, but I was up for the challenge. The challenge for the rest of the season, Chilean leagues are played over the summer by the way, is to just avoid finishing bottom. And the situation is not looking good with 5 losses in the last 5 games. The last thing I asked for was a coaching course for a National C license, but Andres said no. The interview concluded with a traditional "we'll be in touch", and we instantly jumped onto a call with Ranjit Bayai, the chairman of DFC from India's top division. In India, the season will only begin in October, so it's a clean slate there. The interview was pretty much identical to the one in Chile, except they wanted me to take on the coaching course. More responses followed. Some teams said no, some said yes. One of the teams that interviewed us is Cheonan in South Korea's 2nd tier, who think they're overachieving, with 8 points in 18 games. But they also proposed 358,000 euros of a transfer budget, and also are happy to offer me a coaching course. They instantly became my favorites. But was I their favorite? What I know is that I was the favorite for Santa Cruz in Chile, DFC in India, and Persico Kudus in Indonesia. I did not want to go to the latter 2, and I also delayed the offer from Santa Cruz. That's because I waited for that offer from South Korea. And so, did I get it? No. Cheonan hired Pang Sung-bae instead. And so, despite having the offers from Norway or Italy, I knew that going to South America was just right. And so, what I can say, we're in. We're officially a part of Santa Cruz in Chile. Our new club, Deportes Santa Cruz, is on a very slow rise up the rankings. They have never been in the top flight, and it doesn't look like they'll be going up anytime soon. They're only 15th in the 2nd tier of Chile. And our job in this half a season is to fix that situation and ensure a comfortable survival for Santa Cruz. So let's meet the team. The team led by Jesus Pinho, a star center back who is also our captain. Up front, we can rely on our left winger, Brian Alvarez. The rest of the team is pretty diverse in terms of age, footballing quality, or even their loan status. And due to 0 transfer budget, as well as the restricted transfer window, I decided not to make a rebuild. We're going with what we have, apart from signing Byron Saavedra at left back, because our main man, Gianni Rodriguez, was heavily injured. Guess what? Saavedra also caught up an injury. But this is it in terms of the moves, unless we're talking about the staff, which is pretty much empty. So I hired a chief scout Jose Luis Bargueto, a performance analyst Daniel Pizarro, and a sports scientist Christian Ruz. When it comes to the tactic, I had to keep things simple. And so, I went with a completely medium pressing, counter-attacking 5-2-3. We have to keep things simple, and we hope it will give us results. We had to wait a month for our first game, and it makes the players even more eager to take on the challenge of safely staying up. But what's even worse is that for some reason we're facing a points deduction. Are we willing to sacrifice those 6 points and the youth players' game time if it means we pick up some more wins? Let's find out. The very first match in the past the Pentagon challenge is an away game against Santiago Morning, who are rock bottom. We are predicted to slightly move up the table though, and it's time to make this prediction a reality. It's Santiago Morning who start out, and Quevedo wins the header. We start by conceding a goal. Link up play in the middle, and now Alvarez can launch something on the left side of the pitch. Finds Moreno, who's in the penalty area, and this is our first goal in Chile, who's there on the right side and will be looking for a cross. Or he makes a cut inside, passes to Caroca. We take the lead. It was a good win to kick off this challenge with, but you could tell this is a rock bottom team, and it showed just after. Curizo Unido scored 2 goals in the second half to stop our dreams of winning. Both San Marcos de Arica and San Luis de Quilota were also 1-0 losses. In the first 5 games, we only got one more win, against Deportes Temuco, and we still had to save with a 94th minute winner. With just 6 points in 5 games, it was still enough to overtake Deportes Recoleta for 13th, for now. We then took on Universidad de Concepcion, currently in 2nd place. We swiftly conceded, but let's be honest, this free kick was at least spectacular. However, we then equalized with a header, and a build-up play led to us taking the lead. In the second half, we started by conceding a penalty. 67 minutes in, we were insanely lucky as the opponents hit the post, and right after, a crossbar. And in the very same minute, we launched the counter, which led to Matias Resabal giving us the lead, and then the win. We also added a win over Deportes Recoleta, and with it, we were safe from relegation. Can we go up the table? After a month-long break, I mean, why? Right before the final 4 games, we also hit our first youth intake, and it was pretty solid, with 7 players at around 4-star potential. The highlights of the bunch are target forward Jorge Oses, who has 19 jumping reach, and the goalkeeper David Fuentes. But now, it's time to see out our season. There is still an outside chance for us to qualify for promotion playoffs, but unless we win all 4 games, this is not happening. Actually wait, this is happening. We won 3 matches in a row, and are in the promotion playoff slot for now. I mean, what's happening at this point? Deportes Magallanes are our final opponents in the regular season, and I'm wondering, we have to win this match to make it to the promotion playoffs. Can we actually make it? He finds Contreras. Urzua, long shot. Osorio Ortega makes a tap in, and Carlos Munoz gives Deportes the lead. The ball goes to Osorio. Osorio has a chance to pass it to Valenzuela. Fantastic cross. It found a penalty. Munoz steps up, and a fantastic strike into the bottom corner. Moreno. Caroca, Pardo. Fantastic combination. Munoz. Valenzuela. 3-1. Nice long shot though. We had a good run, but turns out it wasn't enough. We just missed out on a promotion playoff slot. Hopefully, the second season will be the one when Deportes Santa Cruz find themselves promoted into the top flight of Chile. But I will not be in charge of it. So the question is, who is going to take over? That will be Smoen. In a couple days at most, he is going to upload the video onto his channel, where he plays out the first full season. What is he going to do? Is he going to fight for promotion, or try to land a job elsewhere? Whenever his video is out, you will see it pop up on your screen right now. And if it's not out yet, check out how I took on the bottom at Christmas challenge. I took charge of Legia Warsaw in Poland and took on a monumental task of trying to turn their season around. Like, fully around.